Hey everybody, welcome back to class. Today we're going to be working with some geometric shapes and some organic shapes. We're going to draw rocks as geometric shapes, and we're going to draw pumpkins and leaves as organic shapes. So gather your drawing supplies and get something to draw on. If you have some colors, you can get those too. And let's go to the drawing table. Come on, let's go. So let's get ready to draw some pumpkins. If we start out by drawing a line lightly with our pencil, I'm drawing with marker so you can see it. If you draw lightly a broken line, we're going to start by drawing our pumpkin. We're going to start by drawing an oval. So we're going to draw an oval like that. Then we're going to draw the letter C, but we're going to connect it to the oval. And then on the other side, we're going to draw a backwards letter C. So we're drawing, starting on the oval, we're drawing a letter C. We're going to do that one more time over here. And one more time over here. So now we've got like the front of the pumpkin, but we got to have something in the back to let us know there's more to this pumpkin than just this little bit on the front. And so I like to start by putting the stem in and then drawing the rest of the pumpkin go up towards the stem. So I kind of like swoop this in. So this kind of looks like a letter C, and then a straight line and another curved line. So if we want this to look like it's in the pumpkin though, we need to make this lower. Mr. Huff, you didn't make it low enough. All right, so now we want to just draw some curved lines this way, and this way, and that way. And there's our pumpkin. So let's try another one. It seems like the more we draw, the better they look. So let's try another one here. I want to try a skinnier oval to start with, and then make some of these shapes that come off of the oval a little wider. And then I'm going to make my stem. Maybe I need to make it lower. That looks like it's not low enough, doesn't it? I'm going to make this lower, and I'm going to make it swoopier. And then I'm going to make this swoop in. And then over here, I can just make these curved bits. It's looking a little bit better. Maybe if we draw some leaves in here, we can, or vines. We'll draw some organic lines with vines. There, that looks a little bit better. Now, we'll do a third pumpkin, but I want to do it a little bit closer. I don't want it to be so far away, and I've got a space here already, but I'm going to try and ignore that space, and this one's going to kind of be a little tippy. And then we're going to draw our stem. And then a few more of these curves around here. some swirly lines. Now you can use your colors and color them in. The nice thing about boxes of crayons, there's a lot of orange colors in here. So I'm going to move these all together. And I think I'm going to start, though, instead of coloring orange, I'm going to put some yellow. I'm going to put yellow on the side of this pumpkin. And it looks like it's going in here a little bit messy, but I'm doing it really quick. And I'm going to color that in yellow. And then I'm going to color this ridge yellow and this over here. Then I'm going to get a little sneaky with this, and I'm going to color part of this purple. Oh my goodness, Mr. Huff, what are you coloring a pumpkin purple for? That's silly. So we'll see. We'll see. It might be silly, it might not. I'm going to put some of this pinkish red in here. Have some really colorful pumpkins. I'm not really afraid of using too much color. I don't think there's any such thing really. So I'm trying to show you how exciting you can color this pumpkin just using crayons. And I'll probably color this one a little bit. This pinkish color at the bottom too. All right, but it doesn't have to be too neat. Okay, so now I'm using the darker orange, and I'm gonna go over that pinkish red color. And wow, that really jumps out. Mixing these colors together. And I'm just kind of like, not really outlining it, but I am kind of outlining it. I'm just coloring this darkest color closest to the edge and then over the pink part. And then I'm gonna put this dark orange on top of that purple. I'm gonna scrub it right in there, put it right on top of the purple. So instead of coloring my pumpkin all orange, one color, done, I started with the cool colors and the highlight. And then now I'm gonna start filling it in with more of a medium orange. And I'm using kind of a circular motion. So it looks a little bit more blended. So notice how I colored it one direction, then another direction, and I kind of stayed with it. I am coloring it kind of fast. I'm trying not to be too messy, but I'm trying to get lighter and lighter each time, a lighter orange each time I pick up an orange. Like I said, that's the nice thing about crayon boxes of any quantity, really. Crayons usually have about 3 times as many orange as they have other colors. And now I'm gonna go with this peachy color for the very top. So even though we think of pumpkins as orange, they're not the same color all over, and it depends on really how the light's shining on them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use probably some purple for the stem down here at the bottom, just to help that stand out against the top of that section of orange. And because I only have one green, I'm gonna try and make it a little bit more exciting by adding some purple and some blue-green to it. So it's not just one color. I feel a little compelled to add colors or mix them together because I only have a little set of 12 here, or 24 here. So you can get a lot of cool results though, just from a few little crayons. All right, so that's the first one done. All right, next pumpkin. I'm gonna do it again the same way. I'm gonna put this light red, well this one's called violet red, but it really looks like pink to me. Using this violet red, kind of on one side and on the bottom. So one side, you can decide what side you put it on though, and the bottom. I'm gonna just mass color these and get them all prepped with the same colors to start with. And I always say color slow and in control, but it looks like I'm kind of frantic here with my coloring. It doesn't look like I'm really doing slow and in control right now, does it? Well, I'm just trying to get a lot of this color on here, and this part doesn't have to go on super duper neat. So I'm gonna just kind of rush and not get it all the way to the edge in some places. Then I'm gonna add some of this darker purple, this is red violet too. Oh, that's violet red and red violet. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put the purple at the top again. That will help to kind of make these shapes stand out. fact, I could probably do a little bit more there. And let me color in here. And again, I'm just kind of scrubbing this color in. That's what painters call it when they're just putting in a color that they're gonna end up covering over. You just kind of scrub it in there. And so then the next thing we want to do is start adding the darkest orange. So I think it was this one. So I think you could hear that crayon break, didn't you? So now I'm layering this on pretty heavy, and I pushed so firmly on it that I broke my crayon in half. But broken crayons color just fine. I do not throw away broken crayons. And we're scrubbing this color in too, because we're gonna end up going over it with more colors. But I want this deeper orange at the bottom. And it looks so much more intense because we've put this violet red, or red violet, or both of them, on underneath it. So even though this isn't a lesson on color, I always use a lot of color in my drawings and my color, when I color things with crayons or colored pencils or markers, and also when I paint. So I'm not afraid of adding extra colors. It's like making your box of 24 crayons be really super exciting. And again, it looks like I'm probably rushing a lot through this, but I'm fairly confident that I'm staying within the lines. Okay, now next lightest. And see, you can't even tell really where I left off completely with that last orange color. This is so close to that color that I'm just kind of scrubbing it across there. And if you see kind of messy lines in your coloring, you need to go over it again so you don't see those messy lines. We want to see some nice colors, but not any white paper. So if you got white paper showing, it makes it look messy. So let's cover up all the white paper. And if some areas are lighter than others, go over that area again too. Oh, and I know what I didn't do on this one. I totally forgot a step. Can you remember what it was? Because these definitely look different than the first one. I'll tell you what I forgot. It's this. And I don't think it's gonna help that much to put it on last. You really gotta put it on first. Okay. It's not the lightest color. This is the lightest one, peach, remember? Well, those pumpkins are looking good now. I need the purple and the blue-green to go on first. Put some of this down in here. I guess this isn't the same purple. This is violet. And before I used blue violet. So we'll see the difference with that. But this blue-green looks good with both of them anyway. So we've got warm colors in the pumpkin and cool colors in the stem. So that helps them stand out too. And then I'm just gonna put this regular green on top of all of it. And then the very end of it is just gonna be green green. And there you have it. Organic shapes. And we got some irregular lines in there too. We could go over those lines with our green crayon if you want to. Just so they look complete. Now, I'm not going to go over them on the orange because I don't think it'll show up very well. I think it looks a little bit muddy when you put it on top of orange, green on top of orange. Oh, I kind of missed the line there. Mr. Huff, you better slow down. You're gonna mess it up. Nah, you can't mess up art. Just make another vine next to it, cover it up. Make it thicker there, put a leaf there. And there we go. Our organic shape pumpkins. I'm so glad you were able to join us today drawing geometric shapes and organic shapes. Which one was your favorite to draw? I really liked drawing the geometric shape rocks. But I also like drawing pumpkins and leaves and other organic shapes too. It's really hard to decide which one is my favorite to draw. I look forward to seeing your work. Until the next time, so long.